Secret to filling your calendar with landscape jobs. I don't care what business you're in. It could be in plumbing, electrical, whatever. Everybody wants to fill their calendar with good jobs, good paying jobs, right? Some jobs you make good money on, some jobs not so good money, right? So I've learned over the years how to get the good money jobs, and that's what I'm going to share with you today, how I did it, and you can apply it to whatever business you're doing because it works for every business. All right? Numero uno. Understand the difference between quality jobs and low-paying jobs. Okay? Low pay are a dime a dozen. You can fill your calendar tomorrow with low-paying jobs. All you have to do is just go in there and be the lowest price guy, the low-ball bidder, and you're going to fill your calendar right up. Here's why that's bad. It's bad because if you fill your calendar with jobs that you didn't make any money on, you just worked all year for nothing. Okay? Or very damn little. On the other hand, if you were to fill your calendar with quality jobs, which are higher paying jobs, you're going to be much happier you did that, because now at the end of the year you're going to have made a chunk of money instead of nothing. Okay? That's the difference between the two. So, you probably say, hey George, yeah, no, I get it. I want that all the time. How is it that I'm able to fill my calendar with all these high paying jobs? I got to take some of these other ones that I don't make good money in. Well, that's not necessarily true. This is what I have found over the years, and trust me on this, I have learned it the hard way, like most things in my life. But when you demand higher prices, which I had to learn to do because I would work all year, and at the end of the year I just wasn't making good money, and I was like, I have to raise my prices. I can't do this. I can't do it for that price anymore. I just can't. I'm not making any money, right? Big move, best move I ever made. Then my problem was I am bidding all these jobs, I'm just not getting them, right? I mean, my price is so high, I'm not getting these jobs, right? So I had to find my happy medium in here. It's not like I could just charge $10,000 an hour and expect to make it, right? That's not going to happen. That's not reality. All right, that being said, when you need more leads, okay? This is the difference. This is the key to getting around that. So you're not going to be the low ball guy. You get up there, get your prices up where you know that you're going to make good money if you go out and work. Okay? Let's say, just for an example, and I'm going to be doing a video on this, so this is a very good example. Let's say I want to make $1,000 a day. Okay? And I look at putting a lawn in for a guy. All right? Now, I just did two estimates yesterday, as a matter of fact, on this. One was for $4,500, the other one was $4,200. And I know that I'm going to be at that job one day. Okay, one day maximum, both these jobs. So, but by the time you factor in your money for labor and all the markups, on your soil and your seed and fertilizer and straw and all your equipment and things like that, gets your price up to that $4,200 mark or $4,500 mark. Okay. That being said, you need to set that price, which I already have, and my focus is not going to be on getting every job. Because I know I'm not going to get every job, because there's going to be a lot of tire kickers out there, a lot of people that just want to get a better price, and they're going to end up winning the work. But what I found out that works, one of the best things that I found out that work, is I raise my price and I keep it there. I keep it there for everybody. I don't drop it for anybody for any reason. I have learned to market differently. All right? So I stick more of my money into marketing so that my phone rings off the wall. Once your phone starts ringing off the wall, you'll realize that you don't have to take every job. You don't have to get every job that comes in. You don't have to do that at all. If you're bidding 200 jobs or 300 jobs a year, you can fill your calendar up very quickly, and they're all good paying jobs. And that's what I do. All right? So I demand higher prices, which means I need more leads. And I need to market in areas where the money is, which I'm going to get into in a second. So, I might as well just get into it. All right, let's look at this. In my small town where I'm at, there's not a lot of industry here, so it's not a big market. People don't have a lot of money in my town. Most people. Those people taught me a very good lesson, because I would constantly market to them over and over and over again. And pretty soon I just couldn't get work. And I'm like, what is going on? I have to make this amount or I'm not going to make any money, right? All the other guys, my competition around me, they were just keeping their prices down here, so they were getting the work. They're busting their ass for nothing. They're not making jack shit. And all they're doing is having a slow going out of business sale, in my opinion. What I had to do was say, okay, I got to think out of the box. What am I going to do different? I market differently. I market to the lakes, to the lake areas around me. I've got a lot of different lakes here in Wisconsin. I can market there because those people have the money. If you have a lake house, generally you have money, okay? A lot of times it's people from the bigger cities, Green Bay, Appleton, Chicago, Illinois, that will come here and they purchase all these lake houses. They make good money in those big cities. They come here and they give it to me. I love it. It's a great relationship. All right, so market, market, market. I cannot tell you how important that is. We do door hangers a lot. We do a lot of different types of marketing, the Facebook, the door hangers, pay-per-click stuff. We do all kinds of things. And it's important. The more you market, the more your phone rings, the more selective you can be. It's to the point now where when I go to a job, if I don't want to do that job, I'll just tell the guy. I'll just be coming up and saying, you know, look, these boulder retaining walls are awesome and we do them, but I am so swamped right now with work that it's going to be so late by the time I get you in. I think you'd be better off to try and get somebody else to get it done. You know, I'll find a reason to get out of that. All right. And the cool thing is I'm able to do that because I have so many on the list waiting for me to get to them. Okay. So that's the luxury of doing all this marketing because you have a ton of leads coming in. You get to be a little more picky and choosy. And even then, let's say I keep my price at $5,000 for putting in yards or $4,500, whatever it is. If I keep my price there no matter what, I can bid it 50 times out, you know, and I'm still going to get 10 or 15 of those, okay? And I use those to fill my calendar. They fill my spot. That way I know every day when I go to work, I'm going to get paid what I'm worth. I'm going to get paid to be there, and our company is going to continue to grow. So here's the trick. That's the trick. You guys got to get it. Don't pound your marketing into a small neighborhood or a small city where there's no money there to begin with, okay? Or very little, because you're going to be very disappointed. You're going to throw a lot of money away on advertising. We were guilty of it. I pounded the newspapers and the shoppers' guides and things like that in my small town. It was a terrible idea. Didn't work. Didn't work because there was no money there to begin with, right? Focus your attention to where the money is. I don't care if you have to travel. That is figured right in. That when I give those prices for those lawns, those jobs are about an hour away from me, okay? But I factor that in. Can I get this done in a day? I know I'm going to have an hour travel time and an hour coming back home. That's 2 hours burnt out of my day. Now, can I get that job done in 10 hours or 12 hours? Great. Here's my price. That's what it's going to be. But I factor in all of that stuff, right? All right, so multiple forms of marketing. We talked about that a little bit. We do all those different types I mentioned to you before, and plus many, many more. But by far the door hangers are so direct, and you'll notice this after a while. You'll realize that when you go to the lake houses, which are the other people's vacation homes, right? The rich people, they buy these homes, they vacation there. They don't have mailboxes there. So if you were to try and do every door direct mailers there, they wouldn't work for you because you're not going to get them to the people you want to get them to, right? And I've had to learn that. Maybe you can use that and adapt that to your surroundings. Pay attention to that. Those are my dogs. There's people here. Anyway, now, super key thing. Got to answer that phone. When you do all that marketing and the phone starts ringing, you've got to be the guy on that phone. You've got to get them immediately. The sooner you can get to them, the better chance you have of landing the job. For example, today, the Americans are so freaking busy. Everyone's so busy. If I get it in my head that I need to call a plumber at my house, right? I'm going to look up my guy by either I know someone from constant advertising, however I got to him, however this guy got in front of my face, I'm going to call him. But if he doesn't answer his phone, don't think I'm going to sit and wait for that guy to call me back because there's 10 more that I can call. I'm going to get on the phone until I get somebody. And when that guy comes to the house, whoever comes to the house, he could be the first one there. 99% of the time, I will hire that guy because he thought enough to get back in touch with me. He thought enough to come out right away and see me. My search is over. I'm a busy guy. I don't have time to sit and wait for some guy to call me back. So answer your phone. Extremely important. Don't waste all the time and money on marketing and not answer your phone. It's one of the worst mistakes you can ever make. Next thing, Johnny on the spot. Just like I said, be the first one out to see that guy. Go out of your way to get out there, especially if it's a landscape job, something like that. You know, you want to be, if you could bid it over the phone, like say mowing, you can generally bid over the phone. Pest control, you can definitely bid over the phone. Bid it over the phone. If you can't, and you got to get out there as fast as you can. Okay? So one of the things that I've had to do this year, I was so busy with trying to do all the estimates last year, I fell so far behind. It was, I literally can remember the day I took like 50 some estimates and threw them in the trash can because I couldn't even get to them to bid them. We were that busy. You know, the mosquito police thing took off so well for us that it was just ridiculous. And I'm like, okay, I got to make changes. So I had to hire a guy this year that does estimates with me so that that doesn't happen again. That was the most ridiculous thing, to do all that marketing and to have to take 50 estimates and throw them in the garbage can because you can't even get to these guys. That's terrible business management on my end of it. I guess I didn't expect the mosquito police thing to explode the way it did. And it did. It took off so much that it just buried me. It just buried me in, you know, I was spending more time out trying to spray and get things going on that end then, and two, with the franchise and everything, just super time consuming. So I have to learn from that. I hired another guy to help me with that, and I have things in place in the office now that are going to help us a little more yet. All right, that being said, don't take no for an answer when you do get there. Understand this, you guys. I'll try and shorten this video up the best I can. When you get there, you've spent the money on advertising, you've driven out there, you could have driven an hour to this place to give them this estimate. Don't just take no for an answer. One of the things that I mentioned in other videos, but if you didn't catch it, my son, who was actually was a car salesman at one time, he told me this, a little trick, and I've used it and it works. So the guy will say, you'll give him a price, say it's $10,000 for a landscape job, and he'll say, oh, well, I'll have to talk to the better half, you know, or talk to the wife about this, and then we'll get back to you. Just say, okay, hypothetically, and again, it's just hypothetically, I want to ask you something. If I told you I would do that landscape job for free, could you sign that contract right now? I mean, obviously I'm not going to, but would you be able to sign it? And he looks at you and he says, well, yeah. Well, and you look back and you say, oh, so it's a money thing, right? So you must have had a budget in mind. You know, that's what you tell them. You must have had some sort of budget in mind on this thing. And then usually what you hear is, well, I never knew, I didn't know what these things cost. So, well, that's fine. That's totally understandable. So now that you know what it costs, what did you have in mind for a budget? I mean, did you have 8,000, 7,000, 6,000? What were you thinking? And a lot of times a guy will say 5,000. Okay, well, 5,000. It's usually half of whatever you think. So say, I tell you what, let's do this. I bet you if we shaved this off, that off, that off, and some of this, let me look at this. What are the most important things? Is it the lawn getting put in? That's definitely important, right? Do you have to have the shrub beds in right now, or can that wait? Do things like that. Throw things at him that you could all of a sudden start eliminating off of there and get that price down. It may not be down to $5,000, but maybe if you get it to $6,000, maybe the guy will sign. Okay? You're still getting paid for what you do. You're just eliminating some of the things on there. The other thing to do, and that I would never recommend doing, is offer him a cash deal. You know what I mean? I would never, ever do that. You can get the price down doing it that way too. Just another little tip for you. That being said, but again, I would never do that. All right. Enlist help bidding work. I did that. That's going to help me out personally. People will pay your prices. This is what you guys will find. If you flood yourself with all these calls that are coming in, you get to be picky, choosy, you set your prices the way they are, and you don't care if that guy doesn't take it. You could care less, because I got 5 more people to see today, and you bet your ass I'm going to get some of them, right? And you may go all day and you might not get any bids, and the very next day you might get almost every single one of them. That's the way things go. So set your prices, keep them high, get paid what you're worth. If you guys like this video, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that little bell notification, and that'll let you know every time we shoot out a new video, because YouTube will not let you know. Thanks for watching.